Today I have another Kung Fu tutorial for you. It's going to be mainly focused on the middle split, getting your legs more flexible to be able to practice Kung Fu and martial arts, especially for the kicking techniques. So you want to start off with a half split, we call it. If you are not that flexible, you might have to just stay up here. So what you do, you keep both feet flat on the floor, and your intention is to stretch this area here, your inner thigh. And if you can't go that low, you might just have to put your hand down, and you should feel a stretch right here. So you want to hold each stretch for about 30 seconds. So I come down. If I'm more flexible, it should look like this. So you want to keep this foot flat and this flat. So you don't want to rise up onto the toe like that, but you want to keep this foot flat. So you might have to just go like this at first until you build up to going lower. You have your hands by your knees. So as I'm coming down, it's supposed to look like this. So you want to hold that for about 30 seconds. I would recommend to stretch every day if possible for 30 minutes. If not every day, then every other day. I stretch pretty much every single day for about 30 minutes to maintain where I'm at. If you don't stretch for a long time, you're going to lose your gains. So it's important for that consistency. So you do 30 seconds one side, or you can do it even longer if you like, and then you have to do the other side. Try to keep both feet flat. If you cannot keep both feet flat, then just rise up and go from this position. So the beginners might just have to hold it like this. You should feel the stretch all into this inner thigh right here. If you are more flexible, you just go lower. Just like that. So the next stretch, that's called a half split. It's pretty much the half split, but this time you point your toe upwards like that. So when you point your toe upwards, you're focusing on stretching right in the hamstring area instead of the inner thigh. And that's mainly the area that needs to be stretched in order to do the middle splits. So I'm in this position here, the toe is pointed up, this foot is still flat. Once again, if you're not flexible enough to do that, then you might have to start from the up position like that. And you might even have to hold on to something, but you're pretty much holding it like this. And you feel it in the hamstring right here. You hold that for about 30 seconds. Go as low as you can. And then you're going to do the other side as well. Like this. I would recommend to stretch after each workout. After the cardio, after the warm-up, after the strength training. I would recommend to stretch at the end of the workout. Okay, so just like this. Alright, so those are like one of the two most important stretches to get this middle split down. Alright, so got the half split like that, and then the next one that I like to teach is the butterfly. So from there, you're gonna bring your feet in, close to you like this. Bring it towards you, towards the center like this. Touch both feet like this. And try to straighten out your back like that. Try to bring your heels towards your center, the center of your body. Try to get your heels to almost touch the center of your body. Okay, at first it might be like that. It might be coming out like that, and it's going to be a struggle to bring it in. But the more flexible you get, then the more that it's going to come in right here. And then you just kind of straighten out your back, and then once you get that down, I want you to try to bring your forehead down to your feet So you might not be able to do that, it just might be like this, but that's fine as long as you feel that stretch. The stretch is happening in the groin area, right in here, okay? So you should feel it right there. And you gotta be careful if you're not flexible. You don't want to pull that area because it could cause him serious injury. That's kind of what happened to LeBron James when he got injured the last time. He pulled his groin area. So you want to be careful not to forcefully do anything. So as you go down, you want to try to have your head touch your feet and just kind of ease into it. You might have to just stop there, that's fine. Breathe deep, breathe in through the nose, breathe out through the mouth, breathe from the stomach. And then try to touch your forehead to your feet if you can, like that. You want to hold that position there for about 30 seconds. Longer if you like. If you have the time to just do it longer. Alright, you can also like lightly bounce your knees up and down to kind of just kind of warm up that area. That helps as well. So this helps, and then also grabbing the ankles here, using your elbows to push down to the knees. And then the objective is to try to get your knees to touch the ground. Okay, so you grab your ankles and you push down your knees and try to get the knees to touch the ground. You can also try to bring your forehead down at the same time. Or what you could do is grab here. Well, actually just grab the ankles and push down the knees as much as you can. If you had help, somebody could go behind you and push you down like this from your back until your head touch your feet as well. Okay? So some people might start off like this, their knees are all the way up here. And that just shows the lack of flexibility in that area, in that groin area. So then when they push, it takes a lot of effort to try to get those knees to come down. Okay? So you'll see beginners will just kind of be upright like that. And then the knees are popping up. Advanced is pushing those knees down towards the ground. Okay? Alright, so after that one, the next stretch that I like to do is this one here. It's kind of like the opposite, but you have your knee coming forward like this, and then you bend your knee, or you bend your leg just a little bit. You keep that back foot straight and point that toe. So if I turn at this angle, you'll be able to see my back leg more. Point that toe, bend this knee like this, and go like this, right? And then from there, you can try to come down like that. And you hold that for about 30 seconds. To make this more difficult, you can also bring this foot up and then do the same thing, and you'll feel a more intense stretch when you bring that foot up. When I bring it up 90 degrees, it's just too much for me, but I can't get this leg to be completely down. So I have to bend it a little bit more in order to keep the leg on contact to the floor and come down like that. Okay. So you want to do that on both sides. So if I turn, do the other way now. So like this, point that toe back there. Have your leg here, bent. And then you can have your back straight, and then you can also reach down and touch your nose or your chin to the ground. Okay? So that's stretching the outside of the thigh. So we stretch the inside thigh, the hamstring in the back, and that's stretching like the outside. Okay? After that stretch, what I like to get into is kind of prepping up for the front split. So you still point that toe straight back like that, and then go on your heel and point the toe up, and you just kind of want to bring your foot down, or keep pushing your foot forward, and then you'll feel the stretch all coming over here. And this is like prepping up for the front split. The front split is something that I'm not that good at, but I gotta keep stretching to get better at it. The middle split is the one that comes easier for me. So from here, some people are better at the front split than the middle split, and some people are better at the middle split than the front split. So you feel that stretch right there, and then you gotta turn and do the other side. Make sure you stretch both sides equally. So I point that rear foot, and then I just keep moving this foot forward, stretching over here. The hamstring. You'll feel the calf as well. Okay? Alright, so once you get that down, 30 seconds each, what I like to get into is turning from there into the middle split, and then we do our first repetition of the middle split. So when you first start off, you might be in an upright position here, and you might not, you'd be pretty far from the ground as far as your center is concerned. So you can hold this position and just kind of feel that stretch and take some deep breathing. But the better that you get, you should be able to just kind of slowly like move out more and more, and then just kind of move your hands, like kind of walk your hands towards the center of your body. Because if you come forward, then you're doing less of a stretch. You want to come towards the center, walk it back, so then your back becomes more of an upright position, like this. So then your hands are really close to your center, and then you can feel that stretch all come to the inside of the thigh. You can feel your calf muscle, you can feel the groin area, you can feel all of that. So now I'm pointing my toes forward first, right? And you feel it all in the inside. As I walk back, I still try to keep the toes pointed forward, and then from here I can rock the toes upwards. And then as I rock the toes up, then the stretch transfers to the hamstring more and the back of the calf. So it just kind of moves the stretch from the side to the back of the leg, or the inside thigh to the back of the thigh. So you're basically just rotating from the up position, toes pointed up, to the forward position with the toes pointed forward. So see, I'm rocking forward, and then I'll rock back. Rock forward, and then rock back. So here, now I can sit down. Now I don't have like a complete full split just yet, because I'm still warming up my body to be able to do that. But I feel the stretch all inside here in the inner thigh. I'm pointing the toes upwards. Okay, at this point what you could do is kind of massage the inner thigh by making a fist and just kind of lightly tap the inner thigh to just kind of massage that area to loosen it up, so then you can stretch further. So in a way, I'm kind of relaxing at this moment. I'm not like straining too much, but then at the same time, I'm not just sitting in a comfortable position either. Like the muscles are being stretched lightly right now, but it's just I'm not testing my limits just yet. I'm kind of relaxing as I sit down, and I'm massaging this area that I need to get more flexible. Okay, so then now you can also reach from one side, reach for that foot. Like at first you might not be able to reach it, and then you just start getting better, then you can touch it, and then after that, then you just go further and then have your wrist past that area. So you reach to one side, and then you can also reach to the other side. This is helping that area warm up more so that you can stretch further. And then at this point, it's a good time to relax this area. But then also, I like to just kind of stretch the upper body as well, because it just doesn't make sense to only have flexible legs, but then your arms aren't flexible either. So it's important to stretch the whole body. I know that this is a middle split tutorial, but your whole body actually should be flexible. Okay, so you might as well stretch that area as well while you're resting in this area, or in this straddle position. So I push here, and I push my tricep towards my neck, and this is stretching my shoulder. And then I do the other side as well. every stretch, if we could hold it for 30 seconds, that would be ideal, 30 seconds or longer. Alright, so now I'm going to push down to my elbow, push it down, and then stretch my tricep muscle. The other side as well. I'm just kind of breezing through the stretches a little quicker for the purpose of the video, to kind of not make it so long, but you can hold each stretch longer. Okay. So I stretched the shoulders, stretched the triceps. Now I want to reach, point up, straighten out the elbows, try to straighten out the back. And then also interlock my hands behind me and bring up my hands to stretch out my arms like this. Okay? So now I got a little rest from here. Now I'm going to go again, another rep, to try to push it further, to get further down to the ground. So now I'm going to rock forward and get to my instep, point the toes forward as I rock forward. And then now you see I'm still like off the ground. I'm still not at the complete middle split, so I have to kind of walk back and just kind of push down to get further into it. I might bounce just a little bit just to get that extra push. I'm pretty much at the middle split right now, okay? So this is with the middle split, with the toes pointed forward. Chest is straight, back is straight, and this is it right there. So now I'm going to point my toes up and get all the way down to the center as well. So toes are pointed up, and then now the middle split with the toes pointed up. The toes pointed forward is a bit more difficult than the toes pointed up. Right here, I'm all the way down to the ground, my back is straight. So to ensure that I really have the middle split, I can rock it back forward, my instep, toes pointed forward, and then on top of that, have my chest touch the ground. And then that will be completely a middle split right there, with my legs completely out in a 180 degree. So I'm going to come forward, or maybe move back a little bit so you guys can see me. So that's another technique. You know, if I move back, my legs are coming in, then I just kind of push forward once again. So I'm back in a straight position. Now when I rotate forward, you see my toes are pointed forward, and I come all the way down to the ground, right? And now I gotta touch my chest to the ground. And that's the middle split right there. So here, like that, okay? So that's a full middle split. It takes effort, it causes a little pain, and then now I'm relaxed again, because I'm putting my toes up, and I'm in a straddle position, I'm more relaxed again. If I want to do another rep, I can. And then I massage it again. This is my rest time. So now what I have to challenge myself with is to be able to go from the middle split to the front split, because the front split is the part that is a challenge for me. So now that my body has been warmed up for the middle split, I should be able to get lower on that front split, but it's going to cause a lot of pain for me because that's the split that I'm not that good at. So you'll see how I transition from the front split to the middle split, and you'll see what I do for that. So from here, I push back out or forward, and then I rotate back in. I'm into that middle split, and then now I turn, point the right toe up, and then I turn my body towards that part, towards that foot, and then I rotate like this, my back foot, and then I have to try to push down to the ground till I get that full front split. And this right here is painful. But this is the front split. I could definitely improve on that one. And then I get back to this position into the middle split. Take a deep breath. Get back down to the middle split. And then now I gotta point the left foot up, toe up, and then turn and rotate that back one and push down until this touches the ground, the front leg. And then that is supposed to be the front split. But once again, you see there's some space in between, and I have much room for improvement for that one as well. So I rotate back to the middle split. I take my deep breaths. Point my toes up. Now I'm resting again. But I'm still in a flexed position to just maintain that split. And then I can go in for another rep. So the middle split I can do, but it's the front splits that I'm having issues with. And that's the one that's getting me to sweat. That's the one that's getting me to breathe hard. That's the one where it's using a lot of effort. So it's not easy, not even for me. So from here, this is my rest, but then, I can kind of rotate my ankles if I want to just kind of stretch out those muscles in there, and the ankle, and then the calf muscle as well. And then I can stretch my forearm while I'm resting. Stretch my forearm like this by pulling the fingers back on both sides. And I can stretch the wrist by turning my hand both sides, and then turn it towards the pinky on both sides. Rotate my wrist, rotate the other way, stretch my fingers, stretch my thumbs. Okay. Other stretches that we could do really quickly that I could show you, just to kind of supplement this middle split while I give myself some rest, is just laying back like this and pulling the knee towards your chest. This is good for the lower back. It stretches the lower back. You can do that on both sides. I'm just breezing through these stretches a little quicker. The next stretch after this one is you could bring that knee over to the side like this, while you keep the left shoulder, the left knee is going to the right side, and then I'm using my right arm to push down on that knee to the floor while I keep my left shoulder contact to the ground. This is good for the lower back as well. And I do that on both sides. Just like that. Try to keep this shoulder contact to the ground. Bring that right knee down to the floor. From there, you can point your toe, bring your foot behind you like this. Keep the knee contacted to the ground like this. This knee is straight, and then you just kind of go back on your right elbow. And then if you're really flexible, you can just lay completely back. This stretches the hamstring. And then I can do the other side as well. So it goes like this. So right here, lay all the way back. Okay, that stretches the hamstring. Another stretch that we can add in there is like this. Cross your foot over like this. Stretch your lower back this way. Use this elbow to push against that knee and turn. So left elbow to right knee. And then switch. Right elbow to left knee. And look back. That stretches the lower back. We can also stretch the calf muscles like this, pushing against the ground. Do one foot at a time and just kind of put all your weight, most of your weight onto the ball of your foot, and then push the heel down towards the ground. You'll feel the calf muscle stretching. And then you switch. Okay. We can do some neck rotations. Both sides. We can do some shoulder rotations, forward and then back. Okay. Alright, now I'm going to finish up, do another set of this technique to push this middle split down. And then my objective, because I'm not that good at the front split, I really want to try to push further for this front split. So let's see if we can do that. So come over here, start off in the middle split, slowly come out the feet, lower your body closer to the ground. Take a deep breath. Alright, middle split right here, all the way down to the ground, and then now I'm gonna move into the front split. So point that right toe up, rotate this left like that, point the toe, and just push down. Back straight. And then other side. Toe up, rotate, point the toe, push down to that left leg. It's contacted to the ground. Keep your back straight. So that's my front split. It definitely still needs work. It's not easy for me. Now I'm going to go back to the middle split. Pointing the toes up now. And then I'm going to go ahead and rotate it forward. Finish up. I'll straighten out the back. Touch my chest to the ground. Okay, so there you have it. That's my middle split tutorial. This is something that you can practice every single day, at least 30 minutes if you can. You can follow along with this video on a daily basis if you'd like. And once again, I want to thank all the supporters out there of this channel. We really do appreciate all your support. If you can, please leave a rating for this school or for this YouTube channel on my Google business page. You could just do a search under Google under Freddy's Modern Kung Fu, click reviews, and please, leave a nice review for us to support us. Alright, so just leave a rating, and that's all I really ask. If you can, subscribe, and just keep supporting the channel so I can keep putting out quality content out there. The more people that support, the more it encourages me to teach. So I want to once again thank everybody, and just remember to try to stretch every single day if you can. If not, then every other day. Take stretching just as important as the cardio or the strength training or the combat training. Look at everything as a totality. The stretching is what's going to make your muscles feel good. It's going to be what gives you a sense of peace within, and it's going to better your technique and everything. It's going to make you live longer and feel better. Okay, sometimes it's not just all about strength training and looking good, but a lot of it is about feeling good and living longer. I would honestly rather live longer and feel good than look good, be strong, and die young. Okay. So lifting weights and all that and looking good, that's kind of like the yang energy. Feeling good and living longer and being healthy is like the yin energy. So in the martial arts, it comes together in harmony, the yang and the yin, and it just comes in together like that. Okay, so that's the symbol of the martial arts. When we bow like this, because it's the yang and the yin that come together in harmony. So the stretching training is a symbolization of the yin training that's very important in the martial arts. And this tutorial in particular is designed for martial artists. I'm not stretching for yoga, I'm not stretching for bodybuilding, I'm not stretching for basketball, I'm not stretching, just for fitness. I'm stretching specifically to enhance my abilities as a martial artist. So this is the difference. We do a lot of the split training because this is really important for those kicks. Alright? So remember that. And at this time, I just feel like going right back into the middle split. So do that real quick. Like this. Rotate the front split. Other way. Back to the middle split. Thank you everybody for your support. Take care.